Welcome to episode 41 of Motivating Mondays, a weekly podcast and YouTube series dedicated to help Canadian job developers and other employer engagement professionals develop the tools, resources, expertise, and network to excel in achieving sustainable employment outcomes for their clients or students. My name is Christian St. Cyr, National Director of the Canadian Job Development Network, and today we're going to take a closer look at disclosing disability. New research from the Conference Board of Canada provides valuable employer and employee insights that can assist us in not only better preparing our clients or students, but also support employers in creating a more inclusive workplace. How common is it that people experience a physical, sensory, intellectual, cognitive, developmental, or mental health psychosocial challenge, what we've historically categorized as a disability? Well, according to the 2022 Canadian Survey on Disability from Statistics Canada, approximately 27% of our population has some form of disability. This is obviously a significant portion of our population, but it has accelerated in recent years. During the 2017 survey, only 22.2% of our population identified as having a disability. This is an astounding 20% increase in just 5 years for something that really shouldn't change much between surveys. Likely the pandemic had a major impact. A global health crisis would make us more conscious of emotional and physical challenges. It's also likely that as our population ages, we are more likely to develop a disability. Over 40% of individuals over the age of 65 report having a disability. In Canada, pain and flexibility are among the most common types of disabilities, often occurring together with mobility issues affecting over 10% of adults, with pain being the leading type, encompassing conditions like arthritis or back pain that limit movement and daily activities. These are certainly challenges more frequently experienced in an older population, and our population is getting older. The final reason that Canadians might identify as having a disability strikes at the very heart of disclosing disability. In recent years, having a disability has become more normalized. When respondents to the disability survey were asked about in previous years, they might have dismissed pain, vision loss, mental health difficulties, or even physical challenges as just a difficulty that didn't rise to the importance of a disability. Normalization of disability has allowed individuals to feel more comfortable identifying in this manner. Now, while there's still a significant portion of employers who refuse to hire someone with a disability, are less likely to promote individuals with disabilities, and typically provide less job security to these individuals, increasingly a growing portion of employers are seeing value in these individuals and want to support their participation in the workforce. Increasingly, employers are focused on workers' skills. If an individual is capable of doing the work, employers are much more willing to overlook other factors. Recognizing this growing interest, while acknowledging existing prejudice towards those with disabilities, the Conference Board of Canada has released a new study titled Overcoming Workplace Stigma: Inclusive Strategies for Supporting People Experiencing Disability. Now, this research forms a playbook that job developers can use in coaching their clients in how to address disability with employers, but also a valuable resource in supporting employers in developing more proactive policies. This research reveals job seekers and employees are extremely concerned about the perception of a disability. Nearly half of the people experiencing disability who participated in the Conference Board survey, 47.4%, chose not to tell their employer about a disability because they didn't want to be seen differently, and approximately 1 in 3, 29.6%, were worried about discrimination. Nearly one-third, 32.6% of survey respondents chose not to disclose their disability to their employer because they feared it would limit their opportunities. Employees with disability typically disclose when necessary, such as a request for accommodation, 53.6%, or to explain performance issues, 50.3%, or to account for absences, 42.7%. Concerns around stigma and discrimination factor into decisions not to disclose. Among employees who requested accommodations, 1 in 4, 25.6%, said their employer didn't know how to handle the process, and 1 in 5, 20.9%, said communication about the process was insufficient. Interviewees described differences in how they were treated depending on whether their disability was visible or not. Employers are much more willing to support those with visible disabilities. Those with apparent disabilities, noted managers and coworkers, were more empathetic, while individuals with non-apparent disabilities either experienced a lack of sensitivity or outright rejection when disclosing their disability. Nearly 1 in 5 employers, 19.7%, told researchers that a lack of knowledge hindered their efforts towards disability inclusion. When employers don't know how to support employees with disabilities, 29.5%, or how to foster accessibility, 16.4%, the authors argue this makes it harder for employees to seek support. In looking at the research, 1 in 4 employees identified employer knowledge gaps as a challenge. The following is a list of outcomes employees experienced, and it's covered today in our newsletter. I had to provide sensitive private information, 31.4%. I had difficulty deciding when to request accommodation, 30.7%. The approval process was too lengthy, 26.9%. My employers didn't know how to conduct the process, 25.9%. The accommodation provided was inadequate, 24.1%. I experienced stigmatization, 23.2%. I had trouble understanding my rights in the process, 21.6%. Insufficient communication with my employer, 20.9%. My accommodation request were denied, 20%. I experienced retaliation, 16.4%. And even though this is a lengthy list that I've just provided you with significant portions of employees facing these experiences, for 14.3%, it was something other than what was on this list. So there is a long list of challenges that people with disabilities are experiencing. Most respondents only disclosed their disability when they had no other choice. Respondents were asked if any of the following situations played a role in their decision to disclose to their employer. Well, I needed specific accommodations or supports to do my job. That was 53, or over half of respondents. My disability was affecting my job performance, 50.3%. I had to explain work absences, 42.7%. Some people at work noticed my disability and asked me about it, 37.8%. I was asked if I needed accommodations and disclosed in my response, 37.5%. Changes to my disability forced me to disclose, 35.7%. So, the Conference Board of Canada study clearly demonstrates there is a portion of employers who want to be better educated in this area and develop a proactive workplace solution. To support these goals, the survey provides 5 solutions and detailed information for each one of these solutions. So what are these 5 solutions that the report is recommending to employers? Number 1, that they ensure the workplace accommodation policies are clear, easy to understand, and accessible. 2, that they engage leaders in conducting regular, if not annual, open, honest, and respectful conversations with all employees about disability inclusion processes. 3, that they train people leaders on how they can support employees with disabilities by ensuring they are equipped to understand and navigate organizational accommodation processes. 4, that they provide all employees with training that enhances their understanding of disability. And 5, that they reduce the need for disclosure by enhancing overall workplace accessibility through proactive employee supports. While having a disability might be more normalized in the year 2026, many employers lack information and understanding. This report, which we've actually linked in today's newsletter, provides a framework for furthering this dialogue with local employers, but I would encourage you to share it with employers and employer organizations. Perhaps there's an opportunity to write an article or share a social media post or conduct a presentation at the local Chamber of Commerce or Board of Trade. I think we have a great opportunity here to champion disability in the workplace. And I think there's an opportunity to work with employers who are trying to be proactive in this environment, and I would encourage you to do so. By the way, we have registration open for Labor Market 101 training that we're doing for British Columbia and Ontario. There's a 20% discount for everyone who registers by February 12th. We're doing separate sessions for resource room advisors, employment case managers, facilitators, job developers, and managers and supervisors. If you want information for British Columbia, go to labormarketonline.com/LMI 101. And for Ontario, go to ontariolabormarketonline.org/LMI 101. Thank you so much for joining us. Please click the like or subscribe button at your platform. Search for Motivating Mondays wherever you download podcasts. We'd also love it if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel or rate or review this podcast. We do these sessions live and for free every Monday morning on Microsoft Teams. We have job developers attending from across Canada. It'd be so great if you could join us. Just go to jobdevelopment.org to learn more information. If you have any questions, send me an email. My email address is cstcyr@labormarketsolutions.ca. Thank you so much for your time and have an amazing week.